Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, and we're going to talk a little bit about this tweet that we saw a couple of days ago about the Metaverse. But first, I-Man, the resurgence and the resurrection of Bitcoin has commenced. What do you think?
Oh, you see that hardcore handle or hammer candle, dude? That's like all I needed to see, right? Reversal in progress.
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know. What do I think? I'm still holding out. Just, I don't know. This morning I woke up, expecting more panic. By the way, it's Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. There was like a continuation sell-off across the board from the fear that would happen from the week previous. Everyone's freaking out over like Fed regulations and not regulation, Fed like response to what's going on in the economy, freaking out about the economy itself. People are quitting their jobs across the board. Like all of a sudden there's this great awakening happening in Western society where people are like, you know what? Fuck work. I don't want to work anymore, dude. My whole family's dying from COVID. Why am I spending all this time at this crappy job it's not even adjusting to the inflation rates, right? I'm not seeing a raise.
Yeah.
I might as well just quit. And then people across all industries are just quitting, right? And then I guess speculators are anticipating that these numbers eventually are going to like show their ugly face and paint this doomsday picture of the economy.
Yeah.
And then the Fed, they're not expecting the Fed to pump up these economic figures like they have in the past because they publicly said they're not going to do that anymore. So hence sell-off, right?
Yeah.
That's my understanding of what's going on. And then you got like World War III fears going on in Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah, but
I don't know, man.
World War III is always like an impending doom, like every single couple of years.
Yeah. There's impending doom no matter what, always, right? Everyone's always expecting fear, but this is one of the first times like fear is actually like
triggered
you
a
could
sell-off.
taste the fear.
Yeah.
You could taste it in the air. Just go around on Twitter. Everyone's like officially like boasting. It's like, see, I told you, like the bear market's here, guys. I told you it was coming. It was coming. Here it is. So
yeah, we got a lot of those comments too in our last YouTube videos. Like, why can't you guys just admit that this is the bear market? It's because the indicators are not there for a bear market. They're just not. Yeah, this is a massive sell-off. 50% is not a joke, but until it breaches below 29, then we're talking about potentially a bear market. But okay, we haven't gotten there yet. So
this is typical markets, right? People, they either buy or sell the rumor, buy or sell the news, right? So there's a Fed meeting happening this week, maybe today, tomorrow. I'm anticipating like not so much. I don't think anything the Federal Reserve Chair says is going to match like the fear sentiment that's out there. So more than likely, it's going to be like a reversal from here. This is just a random prediction.
Well, I mean, it's not a crazy one. I mean, if you're really so I'm looking at the weekly chart, right? And if you take a look at this, this would be if it reverses from here, this will be a higher low, right? Because we went to 29, now we're at 34. And then it could reverse and go back to 80 grand, right? And so
all the what do you call them? The models will still be intact at that point, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I mean, we're just saying that that's a potential scenario. It could dump. I think it's very unlikely that it dumps past 29, just because it has to hit 100K before the start of potential bear occurs. But anyway. So I'm obviously very bullish. But the more interesting news happened 4 days ago. So this isn't, I wouldn't call this news, but I would call this an interesting measure of psychology of what's going on in the mass awareness of the metaverse. And so let's take a look at this tweet, right? It's from Alex Moss. I don't know who this guy is. Director of Firecask. Yeah, I don't know. Marketer. I don't know who this guy is, but take a look at this tweet. This is the metaverse. He's showing Decentraland. A live rave happening right now in Decentraland for the upcoming Lightbulb Man NFT released by this guy. Music by 3 individuals. And then we got the video, right, playing 5.2 million views. So what's the big deal about this, man? So I saw this.
I'm struggling to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw this. I was like, 21,000 quote tweets. Well, I got to see what people are saying. So I click on this, and across the board, people are just dismantling this video. Like they're saying, let me give you an example here. Why is this now not in English? This is from the 80s? It's like I never expected the future to be so lame.
Ouch.
And then I'm giving Habbo.com X Penguin. I don't know what the
Club Penguin, dude. You know Club Penguin? Come on, man.
I've heard of it, but I've never played that game. Why is everything not in English anymore? Okay,
so there's a lot of Club Penguin drops, a lot of Second Life drops, right? So
yeah,
there's a positive.
No, this is the future. Clearly, can't wait.
Oh, are you sensing the sarcasm in that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is literally PS Home. And so let me see if I can find like the hot quote tweets. I mean, what happened? Oh, these are all tweets that are happening like right now, an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
Oh yeah. It's not sorted by like top. Go back and find the top ones, dude, because we were looking at it earlier, and it's like some of these quote tweets had like engagement metrics I've never seen before. Like, given I'm not like a Twitter guy, right?
Yeah.
Speaking as like a supposedly marketing person, I should be like spending my whole life on Twitter, right? Because that's where most of marketing happens. But I spend most of my time looking at crypto Twitter type things, not like general what's going on, like the normal reality of the social media landscape. I don't pay attention to most of that stuff. I miss a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But based on my crypto Twitter history, I rarely have seen like a tweet that's generated this kind of like engagement, just like you said, across the board, not just from the origin tweet, but like even in all these response tweets. Like, it's just everyone just has to chime in, right? Somehow.
Yeah. And for some reason, I mean, we were just looking at a list of quote tweets with like the most engagement. And like, I'm telling you, back to back, it was just pure trashing Decentraland. And the point of this video is to really like acknowledge as to what's happening here. First of all, a lot of people, the normies, got to see what Decentraland was like. Obviously, they weren't impressed. At face value, Decentraland is not impressive. But if you understand what Decentraland is, if we go back to 2010, if you understand what Bitcoin is, you would know that there is something here, right? There's reasons why there's entities spending $2.5 million to purchase land, right? There's reasons, right? There's not a bunch of morons just spending $2.5 million. I don't know if any moron would spend $2.5 million on anything, but the point is that the difference between understanding something and not understanding something gives you a clear measurement of how fringe you are in a particular space. And so when normies see Decentraland and they just destroy it, that means the most people do not understand what is happening, and they're not going to make it, right? Because they're not doing the research.
They're not. Yeah, they're accepting things at face value, like just like how we all made that fatal mistake in 2011, 2012, 2013 when we first heard about Bitcoin. The fatal mistake was to disregard it.
Exactly.
It's like, there's funny money going on the internet. A bunch of cyber geeks, pull up the fucking South Park meme with that fat dude eating potato chips and shit like that. Like, these are the people who are buying and selling Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to see here, guys.
Yeah.
You just kind of like laugh at it for a second. Yeah. You throw your opinion out on Twitter and you walk away, go on about your life, only to find out 5-6 years later that was the worst move you could have made.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly. Okay, so I've refreshed the page, and now we're talking, right? 100 retweets on this quote tweet. It says 2008 Roblox was more advanced than this. Right? Hard to believe that this is the metaverse and not a video of a real rave. So at first I thought, wow, this footage is from a rave I went to in Bedford in 2017, but no, this is actually the metaverse. Truly amazing progress. Oh, this is Kobe.
God, yeah, that tweet is hard to decipher. I can't tell. This is an expert troll. Like, I can't tell if that was like a genuine or like just a total like backhanded, comment. What do you think?
I think Kobe. I think that was genuine.
Okay, let's read it one more time.
It's hard to believe that this is the metaverse and not a video of a real rave. So
okay, hold on, stop right there.
Yeah, it's definitely not good.
That right there feels very backhanded, just because clearly, this is not reality, right? There's no high fidelity. If this was like an Unreal 5 metaverse, maybe that comment would make a little more sense. Like, oh man, I can't even tell the difference, dude. That looks exactly like a rave I've been to. But that's clearly not the case, and we're not arguing graphical fidelity here. That's not what we're selling in Decentraland, at least, right?
So we continue on this this journey, and this is just a VR chat, but they replace the goofy shit with corporate propaganda. Have they not heard of emotes, like making avatars actually dance? This is so bleak. So wow, sweet Roblox.
That's an example of how minimal effort was taken to even validify what's going on in Decentraland, right? All you have to do is log in and find out that these avatars can move, they can dance.
Yes,
right.
So here's the issue.
It just so happened. Yeah,
I'll just add. So I completely agree with what you're saying. So Decentraland, they created some event recently where it was with Samsung, right? You go to that parcel and you automatically start dancing, which is what these people should have done. But it takes programming skills to initiate that function, and these people just set up a music on a particular location. Probably had nothing to do with Decentraland, and so they didn't have that ability, right? And it's probably not something developers have access to yet. But I agree. Had these avatars started dancing, it would have looked a little bit more acceptable. But you're right. Just that minimal effort makes a ton of difference in terms of the zeitgeist, the opinion of people. Just right off the bat, it's like, how do you say rave and then you show a video of a rave and everybody's just standing around?
Yeah,
Okay,
it also paints the fact somebody who put in that minimal of an effort to actually discover truth in anything, right, is able to put that opinion out there, and it got such high engagement and support. Like you said, now this is part of the zeitgeist, right? The understanding of what Decentraland is and what the metaverse current state is, it looks like this.
Yeah.
But the people who are criticizing it the most, they're not even spending any time to to understand what it is that's actually being created in the current version of the metaverse. If they did, the same way you and I do, right? But given, not everyone has as much interest in the metaverse as us, but still, it doesn't require our level of engagement to get to the bottom line.
Yeah.
You spend a little bit of time in there, just like most people do, right? They create accounts, they attend these events, they build connections with other people who are in there. They make friends. They start to discover NFT value and stuff like that. They just become part of the ecosystem, right? And maybe after a month or two, their opinions might change. And then they should put that out as their actual opinion, right? Before they start spewing vomit from the brain to all their followers. And then all of a sudden this negative hatred just permeates, right?
Which, it's good for us because we know we're doing it right, because we've done the research, and that's why we have this podcast, because it is not obvious to understand what's going on in crypto, right? You need somebody to break this down. And we're breaking down Decentraland. There's a ton of value here, and what they're working on is extremely complicated. We know because we're building in the space. And right off the bat, Normies see Decentraland, they take a dump on it, and we know we're in the right, because 2011, 2013, when people talked about Bitcoin, everybody dumped on Bitcoin, and look at it now, right?
Look at it now, yeah. Some people would sell their left testicle just to get one or two of them, straight up, dude. But back in 2011, 2012, nobody would have done that, dude.
That's right.
So who knows? 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, there's going to be a testicle sell-off just to acquire Decentraland land or metaverse land. Yeah. Who knows how far this space can go from here, right?
Yeah. But it's funny going through all these Club Penguin raves went harder than this.
Well, that's true. I've been to some back in the day. Club Penguin was a meme of a game. It was but it was very communal. Look at all these freaking penguins, dude. They're all partying and shit. And it was pretty lit back in the day, But but there's been some crazy events in Decentraland. That's what shocked me about this, because this tweet is pretty generic, right? We've seen these tweets ever since we've been involved, but for whatever reason, this one just struck a nerve in the zeitgeist, right? The Twitter sphere.
There was one retweet who had like major engagement, like one notable person, like Tracy, 108 followers, right? She says, "Is this what the engineers thought a rave was?"
Yeah. See, this is a great, like, dude, if you're a sociology,
dude, exactly, that's why we're talking about it
or whatever, this is a great case study of like what social media does, like from like the public zeitgeist, the public understanding of anything, right? This is just the metaverse. You could apply this to like COVID understanding, you know, what's going on with climate change, what's going on in politics across the board. Like these same like thought mechanics are at work at all times.
Check this guy out, dude. A rabbi and author on repentance. That's his profile. This guy is retweeting about Decentraland. He says, "I'm sorry to tell you this, but your rave doesn't seem like any fun and nobody's dancing."
Oh no, dude. Not the rabbi. Anybody but the rabbi, dude. Fuck. It's over, dude.
I mean, dude, that's how far this tweet got. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. I love this though.
Okay, look at this. Or you can play.
I got 5,000. Wait, no, that's the original tweet. Wait, did he get 5,000 likes?
He got 5,000 likes, 1,000 retweets.
Okay, let's see what he gets.
Wait, who is this guy? 44,000 voice actor for Vox USA. Okay, so let's see what he says. Or you could play the award-winning Final Fantasy. What is that? 14, which has an incredible soundtrack. Doesn't hurt the environment and doesn't look like it's running on Windows XP in its lowest specs.
What?
So obviously he knows about big blockchain and NFTs and like its consumption of massive power.
Yeah, he's a participant in the Elon Musk
yes.
perpetuated fucking zeitgeist mass awareness event of like, oh, crypto and blockchain is like a negative for the energy
for the environment.
So that seed was planted in his brain. Now he's reapplying it to what he's saying here.
Get wrecked essentially, because it's as if our current money system, fiat currency, doesn't consume any power. Are you kidding me? Like it's consuming tons more.
Legacy finance is great for the planet, guys. Let me explain that to you. Like we're doing fucking great in the legacy traditional world.
That's so frustrating, these people. All right, so we got Mark Hemingway, 94,000 followers. He says, "I've seen the future and it's lame." It's like, this is great. This is like music to my ears when I saw this.
Yeah, same here. It's just, and we expect stuff like this, I guess. Like, maybe not to this harshness, but again, it's also perpetuated by the Mark Zuckerberg effect, right? Like already he's built up this like significant negative PR persona, and like anything he's endorsing throughout the future, all of a sudden feels like impending doom. So the fact that what it is we've been working on is now associated with that. I'm not too surprised like that the reaction is this negative, But having said all that, like what's the main takeaway? Like for all you guys who are OG listeners who've been, like me, like we've seen tweets like this for the last 2-3 years. We never thought anything negative of it. Right. Well, dude, Deadmau5 had like a mega performance in Decentraland. Twitter didn't pick up on it. It's like, dude, this is the end of life. Well, how come all of a sudden, right? Because the narrative is there, right?
Yeah, the narrative is there. And I think for the most part, people have blown off the metaverse, blockchain, NFTs, just because of the narrative. Like Elon, energy consumption, all this stuff, like it's just set a bad perspective, bad depiction as to what this really is. But most importantly, and then I don't blame these people too much, because it takes a ton of work to really understand what's going on with Decentraland or any blockchain project for that matter. And then once you do that work, then it's like, okay, then it's understandable why people would spend millions of dollars on the metaverse. So I don't blame them too much, but it's just telling you, if you're watching this right now, you are significantly in the like early stages of like the metaverse, early stages of possible early investments into this stuff, like this is where you want to be. You want to see people talking about a blockchain project and then just dump on it because they don't know what's happening. So lucky for all of us, for you guys watching, man, you guys are in the right spot. Look at this.
Yeah.
This
is ass. See, it's funny, man, because like, at face value, all you're doing when you see this video is you're making this comparative analysis of like, games that you played in the past, right? And you're like, really, like this is what's getting all the hype? It's like this game? That's what they're thinking. This game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, dude, I played fucking so many cooler games on my, PlayStation or Xbox in the past. Like, why is this getting so much hype?
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not a game. There's game aspects to it. There's like we've said this from the very beginning, right? Like to understand the metaverse, first step is to understand this is not a game. Like, and that sounds like so pretentious and weird. Like when I say that out loud, like, "Ooh, this is not a game. Like this is like something super serious,
real
guys."
life.
You know what I mean? But like, it feels like a game at this point, just because it's very early, it's very primitive, but there's more layers beyond like what you see at the face value, like what you're witnessing in this clip. Like there's a lot more happening within this persistent virtual existence, or this virtual reality, what you want to call it, that it takes, like you said, a lot of time, a lot of experience to really digest and understand like how this can become like a foundational experience for a lot of people in the future, right? Like, and once you understand that, you have that realization, that aha moment, that's it. You just need to have that aha moment, that we've already had, we've already experienced. A lot of you guys who are in support of the metaverse, you've had that same experience. We've already laid out our, like for me, the big one was that Tesla SpaceX launch event in Decentraland. That was my big aha moment.
Yep.
I was like, okay, there's something here. Yep. There's something different that I cannot experience anywhere else on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Like that's it.
100%.
That's all I need to see. So I encourage everybody who are not so overly skeptical, a little more like curious to understand, like, how do I delve a little deeper so I can come to my own opinion on these things? It's really not that hard, right? Just start creating these accounts, get in there, explore, communicate and connect with the community, all this stuff, right?
Yes.
And, form your opinion over time, just like we did.
Yeah, 100%. And if you ever felt like you missed the boat on like the metaverse stuff, this is the best example I could give you that you're still super early. Because once all these people understand NFTs, blockchain, owning digital content, they're going to ape in, and everyone who's early is going to benefit, right? So the final note, I'll leave you with this, by this guy named Always Bet on Kubo. He says, "Metaverse shit all looks like a sketchy free game you downloaded in 2004 that breaks your family's computer."
Okay.
So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner and follow us at MetaZone.io. We're always talking about the metaverse. We're going to break down some crypto projects that we really like from Andre Cronje pretty soon. And yeah, so if you want to make sure that you're in the right spot, definitely get into the metaverse, because the normies are already talking about it. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace out.